Hello from the wilds of Alaska.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Patrick. This week I'm in Vancouver, Canada, about to embark on a bucket list trip to Alaska. With its historic towns, its wildlife and its notorious weather.
This part of the tour feels slightly like Jurassic Park.
The last cruise you might have seen me on was the Margaritaville at Sea, which had its own charms, but I'm counting this trip on Royal Caribbean as my first kind of grown-up cruise.
Hello from Canada Place in Vancouver, Canada. This is Royal Caribbean's Brilliance of the Seas. I'm going to be spending the next 7 nights on board, taking part in a cruise to Alaska.
In today's video, I'll be taking you along day by day with highlights from onboard life, dining, and even a full deck tour, so you can see how this ship is laid out. We'll visit some incredible ports too, like Sitka and Juneau. I'll give you a flavour of each one here, and then share full in-depth port guides in a separate video.
Join me to explore the Brilliance of the Seas, which is, yes, an older ship and 21 years old, but a smaller ship and one that I really wanted to try out for my very first long-form cruise experience. This is a long line.
Yes, there was a long line, but the Royal Caribbean staff were very friendly and efficient. I think the problem came really with security because 3 ships were embarking at the same time. But before long, I was boarding and working out if my room was available.
Hi, how are you? So I'm on deck 4.
Yes, sir.
Let's go that way. Is that right?
Yeah, one deck down.
Yes, I'm a sweaty mess, but I managed to get on board. Wow, it's warm here. My room isn't available until 2 p.m, which is another hour and 15 minutes. So I'm going for lunch. They just announced that staterooms are available and that your key is sitting right here on the door. Welcome inside room 4014. This room is an ocean view only room, meaning I don't have a balcony.
Let's pause the room tour right there. I'm going to do a whole separate video on touring the room and how much it cost for me as a solo traveller to use a double room.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Welcome on board Brilliance of the Seas.
Let's get up on deck and get ready to sail away en route to Alaska.
If you hear the previous emergency alarm sounded, proceed directly to your assembly station.
I think that's Princess Cruises, which are just about to depart. We literally just started to pull away from the quay, and people are starting to gather out here on the decks to be able to see us leaving Vancouver Port. It's kind of a great buzz. All those cities, which are like Dubrovnik's gorgeous. Good morning. It's day 2, our first full day at sea. And we've been coming up along the west coast of Canada from Vancouver using the Inside Passage. Now, the Inside Passage puts islands like Vancouver Island and its further northern islands to the left of the ship, and the west coast of British Columbia to the right of the ship. It looks to me like we're coming towards the end of that process, which means that we're starting to head towards the south of Alaska. It's dropped about 5 to 8 degrees in terms of temperature, and there's a smattering of rain. I'm glad I wore my warm jacket. Well, that's blown away a few cobwebs, and it's 7:30, which means it's time for breakfast.
After breakfast, I took myself for a workout at the gym, which is right at the front of the ship. Then before I knew it was time for lunch. A little bit of fish here. By the time I got back to my room, my stateroom attendant had made me a towel elephant.
It looks like I'm the only person out here on the running track. That's because it's cold, windy, the middle of the ocean. It seems to be marginally less noisy here. So this is day 2, which is our day at sea, and I think people are around, but they're probably having a nap, they're using the fitness centre, or they've gone for a drink. It's also kind of the half hour before dinner starts in the main dining room. So not too many people are out here standing in the wind like a weepy bitch. But I have to say, it is nice that it's sunny if nothing else. We're so far out, I can't even see the coastline anymore. It's off to the right. We're coming towards Ketchikan, which is the town which is right in the south of Alaska. Now, we're not stopping at Ketchikan. Our first stop is going to be Sitka. I'm going to go prep for dinner.
I think the window seats generally went to people with Royal Caribbean status, which I didn't have, obviously. But the food was lovely. More fish for me.
It's day 3 on board, and at 12:30 we're going to be docking at the town of Sitka, which is in the very southwestern part of Alaska. One thing I hadn't quite realised or thought about was that we've moved another hour west, which gave me an extra hour in bed. I'm not complaining. However, it is a little bit of a grey day today. Now, in Sitka I have booked an onshore excursion, which is a little tour of the sights of Sitka. And that's our first glimpse of Alaska. The fog is lifted at least a little bit, and the clouds parted just enough to show those rolling hills covered in green pine trees that I've dreamt about seeing.
We are coming to the downtown area here.
There's too much to cram into this video about the ports, so I'm going to do port guides as a separate video. But here's a couple of highlights of Sitka.
Hello. So we're here in this wildlife centre to witness bears.
All over all these enclosures here, and then let the bears have to go scavenge for it, just like they would in the wild.
This part of the tour feels slightly like Jurassic Park. Well, we're right back at the ship. Welcome to Juneau, Alaska's capital city. Hello, it's day 4 of this Alaskan cruise, and we've just arrived in Juneau. It looks nice already. It's crisply cold at the beginning of May, but I was prepared for that. I have a range of hats in my bag. Juneau presents something of a dilemma. There's so many excursions to do here. How do you even begin to pick? So what's the wild salmon bake like?
So where are you from in Ireland then?
This is today's towel art, hanging from the ceiling. No, I've never seen anything like it before in my life.
That's good for me.
Normally the gangway is on deck number 2, but today it's on 5 because of how Skagway port is arranged, I think. It is day 5 and the first of 2 stops, Skagway, Alaska.
The engine? The back?
No, this is like the
Okay, back in the cabin. Hello, freshly made bed. Love that. Thank you to Narno, who's my stateroom attendant. Skagway wasn't the end of today, and the second one is going to be Haines, Alaska. Such a beautifully sunny evening. And so this is the second stop of day 5, Haines, Alaska. Quite a different layout to everywhere else that we've been. This looks like a little hillside town. I'll take a walk there after dinner. It's day 5, it's port number 2, and this is Haines. Let's have a look at what there is to see in Haines.
No kidding, I know. Please.
Good morning. It's very early in the morning on day 6 of this Alaskan cruise, and we're entering the Tracy Arm Fjord. If people are speaking, it's almost in reverential tones because of the sheer beauty of this place. This is the quietest I've ever seen the Windjammer Cafe. It's normally absolutely jammed, hence the name, with people walking in front of one another. But this morning, there's nobody else here, because it's only 5:30 a.m. This is the perfect time to order an omelette and have a cup of coffee. Breakfast is oatmeal with walnuts and some melon and pineapple. Let's explore every deck on board the Brilliance of the Seas by Royal Caribbean.
Let's start at the very top and work our way down.
This is the aft part of deck 13, and as you can see, it only covers a small part of the front of the ship. It makes for a great viewing platform, but there are other, slightly more hidden secrets going on here on deck 13. Right back here in this circular glass area is where lots of glamorous things are going on. That's where the Viking Crown Lounge is found, the Diamond Club, the Star Quest, the Concierge Lounge, and also, if you're feeling up to it, the rock climbing wall.
This is also where you'll find mini golf.
Here on deck 12 is the gym, and it's impressively large. Classes are run in the central area here. Those are an extra fee. You can have a personal training class, or you can just do your own workout. That's what I'm going to do when I'm on board here. Up here on deck 12 is the walking track. This is where you need to get your steps in.
You'll also find sports courts, Adventure Ocean Kids Club, a teen area or arcade, and the Izumi Japanese restaurant. One deck down is the heart of the ship, the pool deck. Outdoors, there's the main pool and hot tubs, with a bar and loungers all around. Just behind that is the adults-only solarium. That's a glass-covered retreat, I suppose you'd call it, which has its own pool and spa tubs.
From around 11:15 a.m, the Windjammer Cafe, where you can pick up whatever it is that you want to eat yourself, is absolutely, well, jammed. It can be very hard to get a table, particularly for a solo traveller like me. If you're not in, you don't win. And the food is, well, mass catering. To be honest, the main dining room offers a more restricted menu than is available in the Windjammer, but it's served with proper linen. That always goes a long way. Also on deck 11, behind the Windjammer Cafe, is this, what would be on a sunny day, beautiful terrace, but whenever you're heading to Alaska is pretty empty. Behind me there's a couple of booths, and next door to it there's a Starbucks cafe.
As proof deck 11 is absolutely crammed, you've also got the hair salon and Vitality Spa. Decks 7 through 10 are mainly staterooms. On deck 6 you'll find some of the most popular venues. Midship is Casino Royale, the ship's casino. Just aft of Casino Royale you'll find the Colony Club. That's, I suppose, a multi-purpose lounge. It's got games and dancing. And the Schooner Bar, which is a Royal Caribbean favourite.
This is not part of the ship that I've been to until today, but it turns out this is a lovely place to watch the waves ripple past.
Also in this area you'll find some of the specialty dining like Giovanni's Table and Chop's Grill.
Also here on deck 6, this is Vintage's Bar, where wine by the glass, or indeed by the bottle, is served.
Perfect before you chill out here and watch a movie. Deck 5 is home to the ship's stateroom, the open atrium that runs through the heart of the vessel. This is also where you'll find bars, shops. After that is the main dining room, which is spread over multiple levels, and generally there's beautiful views through the large windows.
Here on deck 5 is access to the Pacifica Theatre, which is where evening entertainments take place. Perhaps less in use is the conference centre, which is right here, next door to the theatre. Deck 4 is the beating heart of the ship, in that here's where you organise your shore excursions and where guest services are based.
Deck 3 is also where you'll board tenders if the ship anchors offshore at some ports. Deck 2 and Deck 1 include interior and ocean view cabins, and they're also where you'll find the main gangways used for embarking and disembarking in most ports. That's the full tour of Brilliance of the Seas, deck by deck.
Good morning, it's day 7 on board the Brilliance of the Seas by Royal Caribbean. As a special treat to myself, I ordered room service this morning. Now, room service is actually included if it's for breakfast. This is this morning's breakfast. It looks like a nice full tray. So I'm having a fruit plate, melon, kiwi, orange and grapes, and oatmeal. That looks incredibly watery, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I also asked for a banushka, but there's some nice golden raisins there that I'll enjoy, and a pot of coffee. I'm pretty happy with that. What else am I going to do with my day at sea as we head back towards Vancouver? Well, I'm wearing my fitness outfit, so I'm going to go to the gym in a little bit. The excitement never ends over here in Planet Patrick. All right. I've just returned from my workout to discover this on my bed. On top, advice for an easy departure. So I'm a self-assist departure person. That means I have all my luggage with me, and so they've already given me a time when I should be getting off because my flight's at 1 o'clock, and so they're getting me off at 9:20. Well, the weather's taken a bit of a turn for the worst as we head through the inside passage. With this as our last day at sea, I'm having one final walk around the deck. I have one final evening meal to enjoy in the main dining room, and then it's off to bed for my final sleep on board the Brilliance of the Seas. Well, it's day 8 and we're about to arrive back into the port of Vancouver to finish this Alaskan cruise. I have to say, after the colder climate in Alaska, it feels positively balmy here in Vancouver, even though it's only about 10 degrees Celsius. There is a bit of faffing around waiting to get off the ship, and that's simply because there's so many people trying to go through customs and to pick up their luggage at the other side. I'm in group 15, which will depart at 9:20. It's around 6:45 now. We have to vacate our rooms by 8 a.m, so that leaves enough time for breakfast. The one thing you'll never quite get over is how beautiful Vancouver is from the bay. This was my very first big cruise, and I'm glad I chose Royal Caribbean or Royal Caribbean to do it with. Not everything is perfect for the solo traveller. It is expensive, and if you've got food restrictions, your options on board are very, very limited. Saying that, we managed to make it work, and 90% of everything else worked beautifully. So, I think I'll be back again. Let's get ready to disembark. Well, I think that was it. I just handed over my Canadian Customs form. and it was bye-bye to me. No separate passport check. And so I'm going to head to the airport. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Planet Patrick, from here on board the Brilliance of the Seas by Royal Caribbean. Until the next episode, take care. Bye bye.